This episode of the Totally Rad Show is brought to you by Jack Threads. Coming up, Jason Reitman and Diablo Cody have a new dramedy for us. It's called Young Adult.
Today in movies, we're talking about Young Adults, which is written by Diablo Cody, directed by Jason Reitman, the same team that were nominated for an Academy Award.
Well, one of them won.
One of them won.
One of them.
A few years ago. Jason Reitman won 2 years ago for Up in the Air. I don't think there's been a movie Jason Reitman has made that hasn't been nominated for an Academy Award, if not won one. He's only made four. This will be the fourth, I believe, fourth or fifth.
What did he make before Juno?
Thank You for Smoking.
Oh, right.
So, Young Adult is about Charlize Theron, who is in her late 30s and not doing much with her life, decides to go back to her hometown in the suburbs of Minnesota to hook up with her high school sweetheart, who is now married and has a baby.
Correct. And now this is based on a fairly popular book, right? Young Adult?
I don't think so. It's an original screenplay.
Really?
I thought you were kidding. I thought you were making a joke.
I thought it was based on a book.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, all right.
I don't think so,
I don't
right?
think so either.
Yeah, it might just be because
it's called Young Adult.
And it's about books, and maybe that was like all the news articles were like, Young Adult, it's about all these young adult books, and I was like, oh, it's based on a book.
Oh, right.
Right.
Could have been.
Not as weird.
Yeah, unless
Anyway.
I'm mistaken, but I don't think
Thanks,
so.
Mike.
So, what would he say?
He just started laughing. I saw the camera change.
Jeff.
Yes, sir. I'm a huge fan of Jason Reitman.
Yes.
I love all his movies. Although Thank You for Smoking, there's parts of it that I love and other parts not so much. But
Yeah. Agreed.
Not a filmmaker whose worlds, the things he's interested in telling stories about are the things that I'm most attracted to in the cinema. It's
Older women.
Yes, sir. No. It's these very quintessential American stories about that are really honest and are really like delving into the real truth of what's happening in everyday life, and the quest for happiness. And this movie is very much about the quest for happiness, and I liked it quite a lot. It is a story that, at its outset, I didn't really know, as I tend to stay away from trailers and such, I didn't really know what this was going to be about. And as it starts, it's like I started thinking to myself, is this all this is about? It's a story that we've seen a lot. It's a very common story. It's my best friend's wedding. It's et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's almost a cliche of the woman who gets to a point where she's gonna go and get back with her old sweetheart. It's nothing interesting there. What's interesting is how deeply they go in this film and shoot for the truth, shoot for the real truth of the moment, and explore some really interesting themes about that search for happiness, about the lies that we tell ourselves and the lies that other people tell us. And there are some wonderfully powerful moments. I think Charlize Theron's performance in this is Oscar worthy, and it's absolutely brutally raw, and she's fantastic in it. Patton Oswald, one of my favorite people, is great in it and lives out a geek fantasy in a lot of ways in it.
And Geek Nightmare, but yeah.
And Geek Nightmare.
Yeah.
And it's a very funny movie. It's like all the Jason Reitman movies. It's both funny, heartbreaking, insightful, interesting. I really liked it a lot. And we reviewed a movie earlier this year called Bad Teacher. And this is the movie I wish that movie had been. When we walked out of it, I think we all talked about how sketch-like and broad it was, and all the characters were kind of cartoonish and not really based in reality. This is the real version of that. This takes that despicable main character and really finds the truth in what brings someone to that point.
What motivates them, yeah.
Yeah, and that search for happiness that they're looking for, it's very raw and real, and I really liked it quite a lot.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was way better than I had anticipated. I famously am not a fan of Juno. And this is, again, the pair. I mean, every ad was targeted to all the people that love Juno.
Right.
And I understand that I'm in the minority of not liking Juno. It just wasn't my thing. So, of course, all the ads were going, remember that thing you disliked? This is from them. And it's like, that advertisement's not going to get me to go see this movie. And it starts out a little, slow, and some of the jokes, I could hear smatters of people in the audience laughing. I was like, maybe this isn't for me. And then it really hits its stride when Patton Oswald comes in. I mean, he steals this movie, in my opinion. I mean, he's hysterical. I get him. I get that character. You know what I mean? I dislike her character, which I think is part of what you're supposed to like. I mean, I feel sorry for her, which I think is what you're supposed to feel. So it's hard for me to kind of connect and root for this person to do this horrible thing. You know what I mean? But overall, tons of funnies. Tons of realities and serious stuff. It never really hit that point where I felt real emotion for any of the characters, really. I mean, it just sort of was like, this is a thing that could happen and could have happened, and that's poor her. But it never was like, it wasn't like a moment where I was like, ugh, you know what I mean? Like up in the air where I was like, ugh.
I agree with you, but it made me more think about myself. It made me think about the things that I tell myself in my own quest for being happy and what I perceive in other people.
Yeah, most definitely. And I mean, it's not a sort of super uplifting film. You know what I mean? And it kind of like, I think what you're supposed to take out of it is that some people don't take the right things out of things. You know what I mean? So it was really sort of enjoyable. And like I said, of this group of pairings, Diablo Cody and Jason Reitman, this is by far my favorite of their two movies. But it also didn't feel that kind of Diablo Cody writing that I don't like usually. And I know that you had mentioned, because I was like, this, and you were like, look, a lot of people are saying it's not really spoken in that, she kind of has her thing, and it peeks out every once in a while. But to be honest, peppered in, it's amazing. It's like paprika, but a bowl of paprika is pretty shitty. But anyway, so I really enjoyed it.
All right.
Completely unrelated to that, though, people should buy the TRS brand paprika bowls that we're selling. They're fantastic.
It's amazing. Surprising snack.
I second everything you guys said. I really loved Young Adult. It's very authentic is the word. It's very authentic, and it really puts a magnifying glass over the mundane and makes it feel. It doesn't make it feel special. It just is like
it shows you the mundane. You're like, that's mundane.
That's it. That's it. That's the stuff. That's so life. That's so reality. And it's specifically interesting, I would think, to the three of us, and to many people who grew up as the children of the baby boom generation. Yeah. It's really about growing up spoiled in a way, growing up in the suburbs and privileged, and the sort of like the pains of the spoiled are both not at all important, yet also very important.
Yeah. It's self-indulgent, and yet
it's real.
There's
nothing to complain about, yet there's just as much to complain about. Yeah. And that's it's a very specific dilemma. But one that isn't often portrayed on screen, so it was interesting to see that.
I've often also wanted to brew my own whiskey, so this is now going to maybe motivate me to do that. I think it is illegal, though, or something.
But what you said is, I think, is a great point, and it is shown. I mean, it's very conscious by the filmmakers, and it's shown because every time that the television is on, it's the OC or whatever those shows.
No, it's the Keeping Up with the Kardashians every time.
Yes. That was genius.
Yeah, because it's what it's about.
It's indulgent.
But it's valid. It's valid.
Those people are going through. Those people are going through.
To them,
it's their baby was just slaughtered.
Yeah, and you can't.
And really, it's their Lexus has got repoed.
And you can't get over it by saying, "Oh, this is nothing."
Right.
You have to.
You have to confront it, even though it's meaningless to us or whatever.
To others, but to you, it's a big deal then.
Yeah.
Anyway, interesting.
Yeah, very interesting movie.
Very well done.
Yeah.
Very well made. Just a little dour, it's not.
But there were some good, true laugh out loud moments.
Oh, there's a lot of funny.
Yeah. It's a lot of funny that's not like uproarious laughter. It's just overall, it's enjoyable. It's just like, it's so funny. You think to yourself, that's so funny, but it's not like, oh my God. Except for a few moments.
But it's also, I think, our specific age group, this is very much, like if you're in your late 20s, early 30s, it's that like You went to high school in the 90s.
Yeah.
All the references are spot on. I
Yeah.
mean, the freaking Four Non Blonde song
Yeah.
that comes
Yeah.
on. The fact
Audio
that
cassettes.
she used to drive a cabriolet.
Yeah, I
It's
love
like
that.
every girl drove a cabriolet.
Yeah.
It's wonderfully authentic in that regard as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah.
absolutely. And we should mention too, Patrick Wilson. I think though he's played this role probably too many times and should stop. I think.
Hey man, it's his role to play.
But he really in this one plays the victim of a seductress. Note perfect, where note perfect in the like if he skewed any other direction,
It'd be
you would.
one way or the you'd have a valid guess.
Yeah,
one
but
way or
you're
the other,
very
yeah.
we're very much like
Yeah.
it keeps you on edge.
Definitely
so
worth a
there's some
watch.
suspense in this movie as well. All right, so young
Yeah,
adult.
I think it's all a recommend
Yeah,
from us.
It's a Caldecott Award winner. I don't know if that's right.
All right, everybody, be sure to stick around for all the outtakes, and we do have some from this lovely week of shooting. But first, we just did one. But first, sponsors.
I got a question for you. Apropos of nothing, just between us.
Yeah.
Actually, Mike, turn off the camera. You guys, when you go to shopping, you pay what, like full price for clothes, right? I mean, you can tell
Try
me
not to.
I try not to.
but you do sometimes, right?
Yeah, well,
Sometimes you have no
definitely not.
choice.
What did you say?
I don't know, sometimes.
Sometimes
Because you have no choice.
You're suckers! You're both suckers! Mike, the camera was on the whole time, right? You caught that. I got them, right? They're suckers, because suckers pay full price for clothes. Suckers. Only suckers.
The camera was on, right?
You got that, right?
It's all got.
It feels so good when you catch a sucker.
Well, okay, don't just sucker us. Tell us how we can avoid suckering.
Don't
Well-
just tell me why I'm wrong. Help me solve the
be
problem.
right. Help
You
me
right?
be right.
Yeah.
Get right with Jack Threads. Jack Threads is an online members-only shopping club for dudes.
But don't just give me a fish, Jeff. Teach me to fish.
Give you a fist.
That's what I said too. I was like, don't just give me
me how
a
to
fist,
fish.
Jeff.
Don't just tell
Teach
me about
how to
Jack,
fish.
Jack Threads.
Like,
How do I use it?
Why would I do that?
Well, here's what you do. JackThreads.com hooks you up with the sweetest brands. The Kid Robots, the Hurleys, the Stussies, the Calvin Kleins, the Zeke Cavariccias, I would imagine.
No,
I'm guessing.
I don't think we-
No,
Stop guessing.
I may be a little out of touch.
Circa
I may be a little out of touch.
1989. Yeah.
They do have sweet, cool brands, and they're up to 80% off every single day. The problem is,
Yeah, here's
it's
the catch.
invite only. It is
Yep,
invite
here's the
only.
fishing.
You can't just get an invite to an invite only club.
Nope.
If they just gave that out to anybody, it would
All right,
let
well, how
all
do
the
I do it?
ragamuffins in.
How do maybe we have
Well, you
ragamuffins
watch
watching.
our show. Our show is your hookup behind the. Well, this way, sir. Behind the velvet rope.
Why is that guy so
That creepy bouncer. I don't want to go to that club. I don't want to be in that club.
You want to be in this club called Jack Threads. Go to jackthreads.com/TRS. We'll hook you up with a sweet invite.
Amazing.
You'll be brought behind the velvet ropes and shown access to all the sweet hookups for awesome clothing that you can get up to 80% off, and you don't have to be a sucker like my co-host.
All right, that's right. We'll have a good weekend. You have a good weekend. We'll see you Monday.
Mike, can you look up the sentence? The other right, Jim Rash and Zach Fenton or Fac Zenton.
Fax
Nax.
I'm gonna
Zenton.
guess it's Zach Fenton.
Or Nax.
I think it's Fax Zenton.
Yeah, what do you guys?
Jim Rash, Nat Faxon.
Well.
Hey, man.
You want your crow now or later? Yeah.
Funny.
So wait, what was it?
Nat
Nat Faxon.
Faxon, yeah.
Okay.
Not Faxon.
There's no Z in it anyway. Don't think I'd be
Nat Faxon. Nat.
All right, let's see if you get this right.
All right.
George Clooney.
Fax. That is a Faxon.
Actually, who's the author of the book?
Oh, you're never gonna. It's like
I know.
Hart Hemmings.
Cowie Hart Hemmings.
Hart Hemmings.
Hart Hemmings.
Cowie Hart Hemmings.
Good luck with all this.
All right.
Here we go.
So young
Yeah,
adult.
I think it's all a recommend
Yeah.
from us.
It's a Caldecott Award winner. I don't know if that's right.
What?
The like young adult books have like The Newbery Award.
I
or
love how you
whatever.
threw that in like it's a reference to everything.
I know. I was like, what did he just say? Caldecott of what?
Remember like the Newbery Award or like,
Oh, the Caldecott of what?
you know, like those young adult books would have that gold symbol on them that was
but
like
I would have no
what
idea
did
what
you
that
just
is.
say? What was the word?
the Caldecott Award.
Oh, the Caldecott Award.
Like the
I was
Caldecott
I was
Tunnel?
like, the Caldecott Award.
I don't know. I think that's what it was called. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Join modding wizard Ben Hecht and friends as they build and modify a host of amazing creations.
What's happening?
My brain, it just went to a place of, I laugh at this. All right, here we go. Ready?
Oh boy! Wow. I'm so not in that zone right now.
The Ben Hecht show. I know. It hits me. Here we go.
Yeah.
And pay a low, low price.
Well, that's of the ages. There is no answer.
Well, there is one answer.
What? Jerk off.
Are you massaging?
Jerk off a bird? Why would I do that? You like this?
Recording. Whenever you're ready.
It's the most wonderful time. No? Okay.
Stick around for all the lovely outtakes, and we have a few from this week's shootings. But first, our sponsors, Jeff Cannata.
Hey, Dan.
Uh-oh.
What's up? Did I get these sweet digs?
Nice jacket.
Thank you.
How much you pay for that?
A sweet, sweet penny.
Full price
penny?
or half price?
What was on sale, but it was pretty expensive. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That means full price.
You're a sucker!
Oh.
Suckers pay full price, Dan.
Jams.
I knew it. I was gonna answer differently, but
Pajama jamma jam.
Actually, let me check.
yeah.
Sucker!
Wait, that was a sucker
I know
punch.
you're like,
That was
yeah,
literally a
this is what I
sucker punch.
thought. Made in heaven.
Start over.
There's a sucker in your pocket. Lollipop you in the nose. All right, here we go. Ready? Oh, this way. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me. Oh, wow. Bucking.
You need to move. Hey, there's a Y.
I love it.
Oh my God.
Really fast, Alex Stark. Come on, Alex.